Arran 18-year-old. Should this be on your wish list? Stay tuned for the Whisky Whistle. Greetings, my whiskey people. Mark here for Whisky Whistle on YouTube, sharing a little whiskey awesomeness from South Korea, bringing you a very special Arran 18-year-old, fully sherry matured island single malt Scotch whiskey from the Isle of Arran. 46% ABV, unchill filtered, natural color, everything we want. I mean, like, should I just kiss this now? Anyway, we're going to get into this today. We're going to look at the color of the whiskey, the legs, and then we'll check out the nose, the palate, and the finish. Neat, and then with water. And I've also got one that's already been poured here, so that it's had its 18 plus minutes in the glass to reflect its elderly stature at 18 years old. So first of all, let's get this poured. I've adjusted my setup a little bit here. Still not ideal, but it'll be good for a while until I have the funds to build out a nice little whiskey studio, Whisky Whistle studio. Let's get it poured. That's right about 30 milliliters, maybe a little bit more. And gorgeous color, we'll talk about that in a second. Obviously, you've noticed that there's been changes. You might have only been popping back now since I moved back. So my family and I, we moved back here to South Korea. I came first last fall, and then everybody came in February. So it's been quite the adjustment for the family. The adjustment for me. I also don't have full access to the Whisky Whistle archives, but I did bring quite a few nice things. I picked up a couple of nice whiskeys, also some nice sojus. You see my sojus here. I've also got some eau de vie and fruit brandy that are all over here from South Korea. So lots of fun things coming up. And it's been an adjustment for the family, so it's been quite hard to dive back into the whiskey reviews, but we're going to try, I'm going to try, and I'd love it if you did as well. So throw up those comments, let me know what you want to see. By the way, this was picked in a recent poll by quite a few of my subscribers, by @BangSTR. Thanks for voting for Arran 18, and also El Yakubian, Lawrence, long-standing subscriber and comments so much. Thank you very much. He also wanted to see Arran 18, so 2 votes for Arran 18, and then 1.5 votes for Lechek. So I've got a number of Lechek here. I've got the Sinclair Rioja wine finished in the Rioja. Quite a nice finish. So I've got that one, and I've got another Lecheg over here, so maybe I'll put both of those in. This is from Single Malts of Scotland. In other words, what's the name of that company? The one that formerly owned Whiskey Exchange. Elixir, there we go, Elixir Distillers. And so I've got those 2 Lechegs, so maybe I'll put those side by side in a review. And likewise, there was 1.5 votes for this Glen Scotia. Now, this is a Canada special, but a 22-year-old Glen Scotia, and it was very, very reasonable. And I think we have to talk about indie bottlings and decide that maybe that's the way that we need to spend the bulk of our money if they're available where we are. Then there was also a vote for Maker's Mark. I've got this private selection called Rich Mendiant, or Rich Mendiant, depending on your pronunciation. Rich Mendiant. And this is one of their private selection, very heavy on the roasted French Mendiant, the new cask staves that they're using. So that'll come up soon. There was also basically half a vote, one and a half votes for Daft Mill Again, that's a Canadian release, 13 years old. Fully cask strength, fully first fill bourbon matured, 13 years old as I mentioned. And then one half vote for Anok. Anok 18-year-old, which I've got over here. So those will be coming up in order. After that, I'll probably have a summertime soju and Korean brandy / eau de vie little series coming up. Hopefully get a live stream in as soon as I'm wrapped up with work. I work at a place that basically does September to December and then March to June hours. So it should give me lots of time. But I do need to make money for my family, so I might have to do some other jobs in the off work. Anyway, enough chat. Let's get into this now. So I just poured that. First of all, let's have a look at the color. The color of Arran 18. Maybe I'll put it up here. There you go. Arran 18, the color. How does it look to you? Very, very dark, ruby, burnished, reddy, coppery kind of a color. It is quite dark. And if you are looking at that, just in ambient light, it's not the darkest I've ever seen, but it's getting pretty close. So again, fully sherry matured, which obviously they're using some very nice sherry casks, I believe. Okay, and then a quick look at the legs. Let's get rid of that paper. Let's have a quick look at the legs. See if they tell us anything. Now, these are quite new glasses. So, to be honest, legs don't work that great on super brand new, higher end glasses because the surface is just so smooth. But let's see what happens here. Okay. Yeah. We get a couple of legs at the back there. We can see they're medium speed. Let me just try that one more time. I wonder if my professional blender's glass will do a better job of letting us look and peer at the legs. Let's see. Oh yeah. All right, so the first legs went down pretty quick. The secondary legs are very, very drizzly, which I love. I'm expecting medium viscosity, slightly bigger in the mouth is what I would expect. And let's put, where did I put it now? There it is. We'll put my Aquavite little cap, what can I say, glass topper, little challenge coin up on top there. I've got a few of those. I've misplaced a lot of them, except that one. Okay, so now we've talked about the color and the legs, and we know the strength. We didn't talk about the price. So you're looking at roughly 100 pounds UK, although every shop I've seen is sold out, and I'm seeing that the prices it's auctioning for is more than that, slightly. So you might see prices more like around 110, possibly 120 pounds in the near future. And I guess that is probably what the market will do wonders for. And I think 120 pounds in 2024 for 18 years old, 46% natural color, unchill filtered, great casks. I think that people will buy it. So probably in Canada, the price, I'm guessing, will creep up to maybe $250 Canadian, maybe even a little bit more. I'm not sure about the price in the USA, but those are what I know. Here in South Korea, because of the taxes, because of the fact that there is an exporter and an importer and then a retailer, you're getting up to $400 Canadian, roughly, 400,000 Korean won for Arran 18, and it sells. I guess that's about the price of an 18-year-old that people really want, which Arran is definitely one. But all right, less chatter, let's get at her into the nose for Arran 18. If you didn't yet, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the bell, ding ding, so that you're notified of future Whiskey Whistles. And check me out on Patreon. I haven't been very active because of the move, but things are going to get heated up in there, all right? Patreon.com/Whisky Whistle. Check out all of the Patreon patrons at the end of this video in the credit roll. Get your name in there. Okay, so the nose. It really has a lovely, heavily matured cognac style nose. So really big on the fruit, not so heavy on the sherry, but the fruit is big there. The oak is somewhere medium, in the medium range. Beautiful fruits. I'm smelling French oak here. Spanish oak, I guess, probably, since we're dealing with sherry. Probably some American oak Oloroso, but I'm also getting some European oak. What's that? Quercus robur coming through there. Or the Limousin oak if it's from France, which is adding some lovely spices. It's adding some soft, sweet nutmeg. Big vanilla bean. And the more I smell this, the more I'm getting strawberry jam. And again, just really beautiful, rich cognac and some really well oaked red wine. Obviously sherry, but I don't drink as much sherry as I probably should. Really beautiful nose, neat. Let's check out the palate now, shall we? Cheers, Kanbei. The first palate does not disappoint. Fruity, figgy, some really rich, well-developed oak tannins. And although you get some astringency, it's really well aged here and really well presented. And I think 18 years has been a good amount of time to break down some of those tannins and give you something not quite as in your face with astringency. But figgy, fruity, the strawberry jam is still there. The oak is milder on the palate than I would have expected. And the finish so far is definitely long, fruity long. Astringency really drops off quite promptly, and it's a very, very rewarding experience. Let's try that one more time neat. So, when I first opened this bottle, there was a zinginess to it, and I thought to myself, this is very, very oak forward. But 1 month in the bottle, open. I opened this a month, I don't know, maybe 6 weeks ago, but a month open, and wow, it's really, really come into itself. And it's really presenting itself as something that's supremely well balanced, and that zinginess has subsided. It's not totally gone, but it's at a point where it really matches the whiskey itself. zingy, then sweet, the figs, a little bit of milder chocolate. Vanilla is all the way through this, the nutmeg as well. But the nose is spicier, spicy. The nose is more cooking spicy than the palate is. Well, really, really enjoyable. I think I want to add some water to this one. And then while we let that sit, let's check out the glass, the professional blender's glass that's been sitting for, I guess, about a half an hour now. And I'm just going to put 5 drops from the eyedropper in there. I think 5 drops is good because it's already really beautiful, and I don't want to push too much with an 18-year-old whiskey. It's better to break up your water into 2 steps rather than all at once. But let's have a look at the capped, the Aquavitae capped professional blender's glass here. And by the way, with these different glasses, what I notice is you do get some differences on the nose. The palate obviously is the same, but presented differently because of the shape of the glass as it enters your mouth. So let's give it a whiff. I mean, super big nose. I think I put my nose way too close to the bowl. But really, this is a cognac lover's single malt Scotch whiskey. And if you like both, like I do, you're going to be thrilled with this. Beautiful, rich fruit, the very, very rich cooking spice, that beautiful European oak, unmistakable European oak here. How about the palate, having spent so much time in the glass? Butterier, smoother. And it seems like you get a lot more with the finish when you leave it in the glass for this Arran 18. If you've got a glass of this, a bottle of this, pardon me, or a sample, why not crack it open, catch up with me slowly go back to the beginning, and share your thoughts in a comment. I would love that. And if you comment with your tasting notes, I would love to share your comments in my next video, which will probably be the Glen Scotia Glen Scotia or the Lechec will be next. I think I need to give my palate a little bit of a refresh. I'll do that with a bit of coffee. This is very mild coffee. It's about 1/3 the strength that I would normally have in the morning. And then after some coffee, a bit of water. All right, I'm ready. Let's get back into Arran 18 with water. Wow, sweeter, fudgy. If there were a fruit flavored, like soft toffee, you know, the long ones that are wrapped up in the waxy paper, and you get your vanilla flavor, your long skinny one, the thicker fat one, the minty one that nobody likes. If there were a fruity flavor of that, fruity and yet caramel, this is exactly what it would be like. fudgy, toffee, fruity, candy-like. Oh, this is paying off so well on the nose. Literally 5 drops of water, mineral water. I should say it's spring water. It almost smells like the candy corn when it's made at the amusement park, and you get that waft of sweet toffee-like sugar as the sugar kind of does a little bit of melting and caramelization in the container that they're stirring it in. Or maybe even a little bit like a candy apple. And I've still got the baking spices. I've still got the cognac flavors. The palate is also sweeter. In a great way. I'm getting some sweet, grainy, like dessert, like bakery-like sweets with raspberry drizzle on there. A tiny bit of marzipan. And it's like you had a licorice chalk a few minutes ago, and that's all still working in there. Bake shop, candy shop, French, well-aged, like 20-plus-year-old cognac, higher strength, with none of the junk added that they add. This is just fantastic. The finish with water, a little bit more astringent in a good way. Licorice, candy, fruity, oaky, cognac flavors all playing in there. I mean, incredible, fantastic. Back to the one with lots of thyme added. I should probably add some water here as well. I think that was 6 drops. Well, anyway, I'm super thrilled with this. There is a person, there is an entity that I'd like to just bring on the camera very briefly. It looks like he's awake, aren't you, Rocky? Hey, Rocky? Hey, buddy. Let's say hi to everybody, okay? There he is. Well, Rocky? Oh, you want to go back to bed. I know. So, Rocky is now 14 years and some. How you doing? Rocky? Here, let's see what he thinks of Arran 18. Do you want to give that a smell? Oh, who's coming? Well. I wonder who just came home. What do you think? Hi, honey. You're home. Hi, May. Careful, watch your step.
What are you doing?
I'm just reviewing a whiskey. Yeah, I've got to go in about 20 minutes. I'm almost done.
Okay.
All right, anyway, so there's Rocky. Rocky, say bye to everybody. Say bye-bye. Beep, 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 beep. You're looking at Mommy, huh? Okay, let's get you put down. Always exciting here at the Kaufman House. Okay, so with water in the what can I say? The long poured. There we go. Is that good? The glass has had a lot of time to breathe. And same thing, beautifully sweet. with the professional blender's glass, you get a little more tannins than with the Glencairn in terms of this whiskey. But the same delicious experience. I'm trying to think of the dessert that this reminds me of. Maybe a little bit of puffed wheat cake. Puffed wheat cake. Probably everyone my age enjoys puffed wheat cake. I think it's very much something that the boomers and the Xers really enjoy. I'm not sure about the younger generations, but anyway, puffed wheat cake. A little bit of puffed wheat cake in there. The fudginess, the wheat-like grain, the toasted grain flavor. Final taste. I cannot tell you how fantastic this is. You're going to have to get yourself a bottle. So let's get into the Whisky Whistle whiskey score for Arran 18-year-old, 46%, unchill filtered, natural color, fully sherry matured. What is that going to be, folks? It's going to be 95 out of 100. You heard it, 95 out of 100 is the Whisky Whistle whiskey score for Arran 18. And, oh, this needs a big hug. Oh, come on. And a little kiss right on the Isle of Lacranza. No, the Isle of Arran. Lacranza, Isle of Arran. Mwah. All right, beautiful stuff. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Is this something that you want to get, or do you have it and you secretly give yourself tiny little tastes of it to prolong the experience of that bottle? Let me know your thoughts. And again, thanks to all of the people who commented on the little post about all of my open bottles. Fang STR, L Yakubian, DJ Beacon 6895, Raymaster 7482, Garrett Greveling, and Befuddled 2010. Thank you so much for leaving all the comments, and we'll see you for the next review. Again, that is going to be, I think, Glen Scotia 2000, 22-year-old. That'll be next. Oh, and my name is Mark, and you're watching Whisky Whistle. Subscribe, check me out on Patreon. We'll see you for the next one. Bye-bye now.